Hello everyone, today we're learning about Bekam and Daf Nun Aleph. We're going to start from Daf Nun on the base at the bottom. So we said over there, Our Torah, this ox, the Nofal Larissa, it fell in Larissa de Loi in a type of like channel of water that's deep 1 amma, that's 6 tfachim. So now the owner saw the cows not moving. He quickly shechted it. Tarfer of Nachman said it's a treifa because the din is that if a cow falls and it doesn't live for a day and also it doesn't get up, it's considered a treifa that it's going to die and you're not allowed to eat it. Omar Rav Nachman then said Rav Nachman, Ishokin Moradai Tura Kava de Kimcha, if the owner of the ox would take a kav, it's a type of amount of flour, he takes sandwiches for the way, but also and he'd go ask in the Beis Medrash what the din, they'd tell him, if this cow lives 24 hours, it's not treifa. And he wouldn't lose the Torah, the ox, the shopper kamakab that's worth a few kav of chitim, it's worth lots of sandwiches. Says the Gemara, Alma Kosover of Nachman. We could see Rav Nachman holds, Yesh Chavota, B'Pochos Masor. Less than 10 is enough of Chavota to say that this cow is a treifa. Eisi B'Rov Rav Nachman, Rav asked Rav Nachman, Oy B'chusi Masor, it said in the Mishnah was less than 10 tfachim, V'nofal Esoy Cheshore Chamora, and a cow or donkey fell in, Umeis Potter. My time Elam Mishum Delespi Chavota, why he Potter for Misa? Elamai, because it can't kill, so why do you say that this cow's a treifa? So he said, no, loy mishum delespe avla. There's no hevel, there's no bad air in it to kill it. But chavota, there is enough to kill it. But chavota, you know, chayev for, because it's karka oilam like Rav. Fragt Gemara, or fragt Rove Yochi, who's it boy chayev, why chayev for hezek or lesbe avla? He said there's no bad air in it. Or malay, ain't ever a misav yeshav and azokim. Yeah, there's no enough hevel to kill it. But there's enough hevel to cause a nezek. We ask Kasha on this Rav Nachman, the way he said, Beis skila, it says when you do skila to a person, Oya Govesh de Koimis was 2 times the height of a person. V'tonya Allah, and it said in the Braisa of a Koima Shaloi. And also a third Areikan Shalois, and also his height of the person to 3 Koimas high. If you want to tell me Rav Nachman that less than 10 tfachim could kill makes a treifa, why do you need to make it so high? 3 times a person is much more than a few tfachim. And if you hold Navin Asora, everyone's masking and says clear in the Mishnah that 10 tfachim kills. Why don't we do it 10 tfachim? Why do you do it 3 koimis? Elok Rav Nachman, like Rav Nachman said somewhere else, Omar Rav Nachman, Omar Abavo, Omar Kro, V'after Recha Kamoicha, Burler, Misa Yofa, you have to love your friend like yourself. And this person did Shuvah before you kill him. So you have to make him a good Misa. If you kill him from a low, few tfachim high, he might not die, he might not quick death. You want to cause him a quick death. If so, why didn't you throw him from 1,000 meters high, or much higher than that? So the Gemara Mishum Deminval, because then his body will be maneuverable. So the Gemara, it says in the pasuk that you have to do a mechitza, you have to do a roof on your on top a wall, a fence at the top of your roof that people shouldn't fall and shouldn't die. So it says, but if your house is lower than Rosh Hashanah and someone could fall from Rosh Hashanah onto your house, you don't have to do a fence. If Rosh Hashanah was higher than the house, 10 tfachim, and someone fell from Rosh Hashanah into his house, potter. If the house was higher than Rosh Hashanah and Rosh Hashanah lower than the house, and someone fell from the roof to the Rosh Hashanah chayev. If you want to tell me Rav Nachman, yesh chavoto bepochos marsora, even less than a sorrow person could die, becomes a treifa, like an animal of the same person. Lomoli asora, why only by asora do you need to do a fence? Omalei shiny bais, the whole pochos marsora lav baisu. Enochinami, you could die less than 10 tfachim from the chavota, but it's not considered a house, and the Torah says that it's talking about a house. And less than 10 tfachim is not a house. Now that if you tell me a house less than 10 tfachim is not a house, now that you say that it's 10 tfachim, you have to do a fence. Doesn't make sense. Ashtonami, they have him when from the outside of the house to the roof you count 10 tfachim. Dalmine tikrum aziva. Take off that, the roof and the cement on the roof. Migavoy lo yav asor inside the house. It's not 10 tfachim, so it's not considered a house. Why do you need to build a fence? Omalei going to dochak migavoy. That he dug the house. Let's say the roof takes a tefach, so he built the house deeper in the ground, a tefach, he dug down a tefach, so in the house you have 10 tefachim, another tefach on the roof, but outside from the roof till the floor of Rishus Rabim, there's 10 tefachim. Why do you say only by 10 tefachim you need to build a fence? Even if there's only 5 tefachim, you should build a fence. Why? The Abba Megavoy Asora that is outside, that is inside 10 tefachim, let's say he dug into the ground 10 tefachim, and then he has a house built 14 tefachim high, that's 4 tefachim on top of Rishus Rabim, plus a roof, another tefach. You have 5 tefachim, so you have a house, it's Shem Bais, so you should need to build a fence. So the Gemara, Elo Ainu Taima de Rav Nachman. A new pshat in the whole story of Rav Nachman with the ox who fell into this water stream that's 6 tefachim high, amma high. And any time there are like Matsoba, we created the Torah from the stomach of the ox. La'ara kama ave arba. There's 4 tefachim. Arisa the water channel kama ave shita. It's 6 tefachim. Ha'asara. So therefore, even though it's only 6 tefachim deep, the ox that fell in is falling 10 tefachim. But when he hits, but from 10 tefachim is hitting. The Mishnah, the bar needs to be 10 tefachim to kill afkol shesh b'kedelamis asor tefachim. Even 6 should be good enough because you have 4 extra of the cow from its stomach. Amri masnisim the ingrid lebar. The Mishnah is talking about where he rolled into the bar. There's no extra 4 tefachim because he wasn't standing up, and therefore you need 10 tefachim. Says the Mishnah, 2 shutfim, 2 partners will have a bar. The first one went over v'loichisor and didn't cover it. V'asheni loichisor, and the second one didn't cover it. Asheni chayev, the second one is chayev. And Rashi explains, like the Gemara is going to explain later on, that it's obvious that the first one didn't cover it because he saw the second one dealing with it. Or we're going to see in the Gemara, but it didn't just not cover it for no reason. If Reuven didn't cover it stam and he was a Poshea, and Shimon doesn't cover it stam because of Poshea, they both chayev. Says the Gemara, Amri Barisha Shnei Shutfim Eichim Ashkachas Lo. How is it shaykh to have a Barisha Shnei Shutfim? Honicha, very good if you hold like Rabbi Akiva, Doma Barber Shusoi, that we're talking about. We had the Machlokes Rabbi Akiva and Roshim Gamliel about if Barber Shusoi, that you dug a Barber Shus and then you mafki your Shus and know your Bar, or you chayiv, and not Rabbi Akiva holds you chayiv. So very good. 2 shutfim have a chotza, and they both have a bar inside. If you're shus and they'll mafka the whole shus, if you're bar, and the bar is still there, then they chayav if you're Rabbi Akiva. Very good. Shutfim have a bar. Elo is virulon bar b'shusay potter. If you hold a bar in your shusay potter, how are you chayav in a bar shutfim? How is the case happening? So the Gemara Rishus Rabim, it's talking about, it's not Bursh Sayachid and Leo Mafkir. Practic more Bursh Surabim in a public place, Bursh Shutfim Mashkachaslo. How the Chaych Bursh Sneshutfim, why not? If they send a Shliach, Reuven and Shimon sent Levi to dig it for them, Havrayu Vamale Zil Korilon, go dig fast, Vazal Koru, and he went and he dug for them, and Shlachet Varavera, there's no Shlachet Varavera. If one dug 5 and the other one dug another 5, the first one is potter because once the other one kept digging, the whole bor is considered his bor. Very good, that means we have a machlokes later on. If someone dug 9 and then another one dug another tefach, so if you Rebbe, they both chayiv in nezokim b'shutfus, but for Misa only the second one's chayiv. So chayiv shutfim in nezokim. Elo le Rebbe ule Misa, but even Rebbe is masking that Misa only the second one's chayiv. So how the chayiv shutfim? Ule Rabbanon who hold over there, they argue on Rebbe and they say the one who dug the extra tefach, the 10th tefach is chayiv on everything. Bein le Misa, doesn't matter if the cow died, doesn't matter bein le nezokim, eichim ashkachas. Well, how are they shutfim? Omar Rabbi Yochanan, it's talking about going to Akru Shneim Chulio Bevas Achas Lishnim Al Asor. The other bor, let's have 8 tfachim, or they dug together a bor of 4, and then there's the last 2 tfachim, there's a big rock underneath that's 2 tfachim deep, thick, width, and they pick it up together and they take it out. So now it's 10 tfachim high in this bor, and they did it together, so they shutfim on this bor. So we have a case how the Mishnah makes sense to have Borsha Shnei Shutfim, not only the Führer of Akiva Borsha Sayochit. So the Gemara weiter. My Rebbe, my Rabbanon. You said that the Machlokes Rebbe and Rabbanon. Where is this? Why is this? In Tanya, we learned in the price of someone dug, Reuven dug a bor of 9 tfachim, and the Shimon came and made it 10 tfachim. Achron chayiv, Shimon's chayiv. Rabbi Oima, achar lemisa, if a cow died, so only Shimon has to pay. V'achar shneim lenezokim, if a cow broke his leg, they shutfim. My time in the Rabbanon, what's the source of Rabbanon? The Omar Krok, iftach, if you open a bor, unreveal it, if you dig a bor, if already just for taking off a lid, a cover off a bor, if you dig it, like kolshkin, it's a chiddush and the Torah is coming to tell you that the last one who digs, he's chayv, and the first one is potter. No, we need this, like we said early on, that's coming to tell you Birshus Rabbim, or the other reason that we saw early on, telling you why you need 2 things. It can't be telling you this chiddush. We said early on that we need also ki iftach and also ki ichra. So how are you going to explain where's the source that the second one who digs patters the first one and takes off his responsibility? This is the time of Rabbanon. Omar Kro, it's in the pasuk ki ichra ish bar. It says a person, and it says one person, ish a bar. Omar Kro ki ichra ish bar. Echad, one person, v'lo ishnaim. You can't have 2 people who dig a bor, so the second one always takes over responsibility. Rebbe, Aumi Boile, this pasuk needed, ki icher ishbar v'lo ishar bar, that if my ox digs a bor in Shus Rabbim and someone falls into it and potter. So we need this pasuk. Rabbanon trei ish ksivi. It says twice in the pasuk ish. One to tell you that only one person, and the other person tell you ish v'lo ishar. Rebbe, why don't you learn like that? I did kosav ahai. It just in the grammar it fits in to write both of them, but only one of them is coming to tell you a drasha. Ask a more question. Okay, the Torah says only one person could do a bor. So maybe the first one who dug 9 tfachim is chayv, and the second one's potter. Why do you say the second one? So the Gemara it says that by the bor that he has to pay for the ox that died, and he keeps the mace. That means we learn the one who calls the misa. Who's the one who calls the misa? The one who did the 10th tefach. Ask the Gemara, said the Gemara, misa. The one who calls the misa. Ask the Gemara a question. We need it for a different drasha. Sure, doesn't belong to Hegdish. It's a Bechor Baal Mum that really belongs to a person, and he could check it and eat it. But it still has special dinim that you're not allowed to give it. Let's say if it dies, you're not allowed to give its meat to dogs. Shenofa lebor. that fell to a bur and died, potter. Shenema v'amesi eloi, that you keep the one that after you paid for the ox that died, or for the shore, or for the thing, you keep the mace, the one where you could keep the mace and do something with it. But such a type of cow, like a bechor that's possible, that has a balmum, that you can't use this dead cow for anything because you can't give it to the dogs. So it's not b'amesi eloi, so you'll be potter. So you need this pasuk. Amru v'lab mimele shmas minode ba'uda ovad nisa askinan. For sure, the drasha is coming to tell you like Rava b'amesi eloi and tilafu psula mikdoshim. But also the pasha of the thing b'amesi eloi. Who's paying over here? The one who calls the misa. Just the pashas of the words is also telling you the din of Rabbanon that the second one is chayiv. Ton Rabbanon learned. Echad achoyfe bar asar ba'acher v'shlim. Echad Reuven dug a bar asar of 10 tfachim. Ba'acher and came Shimon v'shlim lechof and he made it 20 tfachim deep. Ba'acher came Levi v'shlim leshloish made it 30 tfachim deep. Kulam chayovim. They all need to pay. They all shutfim. V'reminu we ask a kasha. Echad achoyfe bar asar. Someone did a bar of 10. Ba'acher v'siyed v'kiyed. Someone put in cement around it v'kiyed and did drawings inside. So he made it narrower. Achrin chayev. It says only the second one is chayev. And the second one is chayev, and it's talking about that before was wide enough that it doesn't do misa because there's not enough hevel, and now there's more hevel in it causes misa. So l'chayra, these two prices don't fit with each other. Leima, let's say Rebbe who said that they shutfim, he the one who holds Reuben, Shimon and Levi who dug 10, 20, 30, they shutfim and they all chayev. Rabbanan, the one who did the drawings and made the bar narrower, is Rabbanan who holds that he goes only after the second one. Amar Azvid, Hava Rabbanan. No, they both fit in like Rabbanan who hold that one dug 9 and one dug 10, you're potter. When did Rabbanon say that the one who did the 10th tefach is chayav? When the first one did 9 tefachim, that's not shaykh to kill. So the second one made a bur of misa, so he becomes bala bur. When the first one did 10 and the second one did 20 and the third one did 30, I feel that they're all partners and they're all chayav. Frek the Gemara of Osayid the kid. When the person did the cementing to make the narrower, the Ka'abat Kama Shir Misa, that the first one did enough to kill, Victoria Achron Chayiv. It said that only the second one's Chayiv. Hamri, because he only made the narrower, not deeper. So the Gemara, Hamri Osam Shaloyo by Hevel Misa, that at the beginning we didn't have enough Hevel to kill. Like we're going to see at the bottom of the page, when is the Hevel to kill and when not. Ba'acher Voices by Hevel Misa, and the other one made the narrower, so now there's Hevel to kill. Some people said the opposite. Rebbe, both Bryces are Rebbe. And that it says Reuben, Shimon and Levi 10, 20, 30 tefachim, the all chayev. Shapir fits in very good. This that says that only the achron chayev that it was so wide that there was no hevel, no for misa, no for nezokim. And the second one came and made it much narrower. Voisif by Hevel Ben Misa Ben Nezokim, he made it this burn now that I could kill, also cause damage and also cause Misa. Then Rebbe hold that only the second one chayiv. When did Rebbe say that they shutfim is Nezokim? Is when the first one made the royal Nezokim already and the second one added Misa. But here when the first one didn't even make a royal Nezokim and the second one made it royal Nezokim and Misa, only the second one is chayiv. Says the Gemara, Omar Rava. Someone, the other bur of 9 tefachim, and someone instead of digging it deeper another tefach, he put a ledge around the bur he made of tefach, and now when you go on the ledge, and now it's 10 tefachim deep. To say machlokes Rabbanon, Rebbe will say the partners for nezokiv and not for me. So Rabbanon say only the second one's chayav for everything. So like more pshita, what's the big chiddush of Rava? What's the difference if he dug or he made a wall around it and made a higher? If you dig deep, then you're causing more hevel. When you just put a ledge around the bur, he's not adding any hevel, maybe you won't say that this din, it's not the same achloikis and the din will be otherwise. Kamash malon. The chiddush is that it's a say. Boy Rava asked a shaila. Tom tefach. Someone dug a hole of 9 tefachim, and then his friend came and made it 10 tefachim. And then after he made it 10 tefachim, filled it up again. Now it's 9 tefachim. Does it go back to the first person? And here rigorous ois silekavonov, or he did a ledge of a tefach like we said before, and then he took away the ledge, and he took them away. Mao mirmrin my dog at chocolate, what he added, he took away, and now it goes back to the first one who dug 9 tefachim. Oy Dilman is talkumai serishoin, since he made the 10 tefachim, now he's the owner. The commonly kulubur should say now it's his bar, even though he made the 9 tefachim, it's chayf and his okim. So the Gemara teiku tishbi yitaretz kushis the boys, and Hashem tishbi will come very soon. So the Gemara, Amar Rabba Barachana, Amar Shmuel Bar Marta Bar Shmoina. If you have a burr that's only deep 8 tefachim, and 2 tefachim and 2 tefachim of those, 6 in normal air, and then the last 2 tefachim at water, chayiv for killing, even though we said you need burr 10 tefachim, my time, or kol tefach de maya, each tefach of water, ketrei de abasha, it causes like 2 of empty with no water hevel, and therefore it's like you have a hevel of a burr of 10 tefachim, even though that's only 8 because there's 2 tefach of water, and you have domi. Says the Gemara, we have a shaila, burr tisha, a burr of 9, men tefach echod mayo, mau. 1 tefach is water. What do we say? Mi amrina and kevin de lo nefishi mayo. Since there's only 1 tefach of water, it's not 2 tefach less behavla. This 1 tefach doesn't cause hevel like 2 tefachim. Oy dilma kevin de omik tfei. Since it's deeper, it's 9 tefachim. Is behavla. There's enough hevel to kill, and therefore you'll be chayav with a burr of 9 tefachim and 1 tefach is full of water. Now another shaila in the opposite direction. Bar shiva, a bar of 7 tefachim, umein shlosh tefachim. From 4 to 7, it has 3 tefachim. Now, mir and kevin the fish there's 3 tefachim face behavla. There's even more hevel, and it causes damage, and it could kill, and therefore you chayav from me. So, oidilma, or maybe kevin the loy amko, since it's only 7 tefachim deep, less behavla, it doesn't have enough hevel to kill. Tishbi, yitaretz, kushis, viboyes. Bez Hashem bekorbe ameinu mamish. Boy, mini Rav Shizbi mirabba. Rav Shizbi asked a shaila from Rabba. Irchiva mau. If you made the burr wider, what's the din? Meaning, if you have a burr a square meter, and this guy made it 2 meters square, so now, on one hand, he made it less hevel. In the other hand, he made it closer to people to fall in. Omalei miyat havla. He made less hevel. Now people, where they walked before, they wouldn't fall in. Now they walk here, they fall in. Let's have a look. If this animal died because of bad air, he caused less hevel. So they're the one who added to 2 square meters his potter, because he actually made it less hevel. If he died from the bang, he made it closer, and the guy came, and he maybe wouldn't fall in if it would only be a square meter, and therefore the one who added the extra square meter is chayav. Some people say, Omar Ravashi, Ravashi said something else. Let's have a look. So let's say he did it, he added on this extra width to the burr on one side. And so we say, if from that side the cow came, so maybe he wouldn't walk the extra meter, and now he fell in, so it's his fault. If he came from the way where he added on, he calls the hezek more. If he came from the side where he didn't add anything more, he made less hevel, so the second one is potter, and the first one is chayev. Itmar, we learned, a burr that's deep 10 and wide 10. The depth and the width is the same. Rabba Rabbi Yosef Damrit Havai both say Mishmei de Rabba Barachana in the name of Rabba Barachana, the Oma Mishmei de Rabbi Moni, who said in the same of the Rav Moni. What did they say? Chadom, they had the argument what he said. One said, Lo'olam yesh bo hevel, there is hevel, achi roch bo yosal onko. You need more width. That means 11 tfachim than depth, 10 tfachim to make it less hevel, that there's no hevel for killing. The Chadom, Lo'olam en bo hevel, there's no hevel, achi onko yosal roch bo. To have, you need the depth. The 10 tfachim deep needs to be more than the 10 tfachim width. So you chayev. That means there's a machloikis, if in such a case there's enough hevel to kill when it's 10 deep and 10 wide. One holds that, yeah, it's enough to kill. And the only way when you make it less hevel, it needs to be wider than the depth. And one holds the opposite, that you need it to be deeper when wider to be chayev. We learned in the Mishnah that the first one should be the bur. The first one didn't cover it, and the second one didn't cover it. And the second one, so we say only the second one is chayev. So Rashi explains. The literal translation is, when did the first one be potter from? The Gemara understands clearly that if the first one, like I said in the Mishnah, if the first one just didn't cover it, he's chayev as much as the sheni. So it must be that there was a responsibility on the second one that was in his achrayas, and that's why the Rishon's potter. That means he let the second one still deal with the bur or something, and that's why he went and didn't do anything. It's okay because Shimon was dealing with it. So the one understands, what did Reuven see Shimon doing, or what was happening over here that Reuven's potter. Sadik Mor, Rabbi Yosef Damar Tavrai, they both say Mishmei de Rabba Bar Chana, they both say in the name of Rabba Bar Chana, the Oma Mishmei de Ramoni. Chadoma Mishimanicho Mishtamish. If Reuven saw his shut of Shimon still using it, so he could go away and say Shimon is his responsibility, and then Reuven's potter. The Chadoma, that's not enough. Mishim Solo Dilyo. If Reuven gave Shimon here, this is the cover for the bar, that's enough taking away responsibility. But just walking away and seeing Shimon using it, it's not enough. Tzedek more. Ketanoia, it's like machlokas tanoia. Mad lemay min habar. Someone who was pulling out water from the bar. Bocha Vera came his friend. V'omar lo anachli. Leave me the bar open. V'ani adla, and I'll pull out the water mine. Since he left Shimon using the bar, potter, Reuven's potter. No, you need to give him the cover. It's not enough just to let him use a bar. What's the source of the machloikes? That there is such a thing, a bar, that when you have a shutfim, each one uses his part. It's not that each one shutuf and everything. Each one, when I use one part of the field, of the water, when I'm digging out the water, this liter that comes out in the bucket is my liter. It's not pshat that it was both of us and now it's mine. No, it's always my liter, and Shimon's liter was always Shimon's liter. So Rabbi Lezer ben Yaakov Savayesh Brer, each one has half filus on this bird. Rabbanon Savri and Rabbanon holds ein brer. No, there's no brer, and we say they both shutfim on every part a little bit. And therefore, how does this explain the machloikis? And therefore, Rabbi Lezer ben Yaakov holds yesh brera, and therefore, when Reuven left Shimon using it, it doesn't patter him because Shimon's using his part. Reuven has his part, and therefore Reuven's chayav to cover it. But if he gave him the cover, that's giving responsibility. And therefore is potter. Rabbanon hold, no, they should him in each part and part, and therefore since each part of part they should him. So once he left him use it, it means here I'm giving you to use it, and you responsible. Omar bin Abazul Atamai, Rabbi Lezer ben Yaakov Rabbanon go each one lefi their shittis and about the different machloikis of yesh ber ein ber about something else. That nan we learned to Mishnah. A shutfim shnodra no azumazu, two shutfim who said I'm not going to have. They made the need. I'm not going to have no. Reuven said, I'm not going to have no anor from Shimon. Shimon said, I'm not going to have no anor from you. And now they have a shared field. Asurim nikones lechotza. They're not allowed to go into the chotza of the shutfus because each one's having anor from his friend. Because ein brer, each one's allowed to go in, and each one where he's walking now, that's his part, only his part. It's not his shutf's part, and therefore he's allowed to do it. It's not called having a no. Rab, b'may kom yiflig, Rab Loza ben Yaakov Sova yesh brera. Eile, the nafshe eile, one shutuf's coming into his, vaide nafshe eile, in his, the other shutuf's coming into his property. Rabbanon Savri, ein brera. Rabbanon hold, there's no brera. So it fits in very good. The two machloikesim. Omer Rabbi Loza, says Rabbi Loza, moicher boi lechaveroi, someone who sells a well or a hole to his friend, Kevin Shemosalo Dilio, once he gave him his kava kona, his friend's koina. Echidomik for Ektigman, what are we talking about? Ibi kaspa, if it's with money, likni be kaspa. He should be koina with money, money is koina karka. Ibi chazoka, if you're doing chazoka, likni be chazoka, you should do chazoka. Why is this new kinyan of giving over the kava? Lo olam, it's talking about where is koina be chazoka. Uboile meima le chazok v'koni. When are you koina with chazoka? When the moicha tells the koina, go do chazoka. So you need to tell him, Lechazek v'koni, came at Shemos Aladilio, once he gave him over the cover, Kemanda Omale, it's like he told him, Lechazek v'koni domi. That's basically, so we're saying that he's koinu with Moisa Delio, it doesn't mean that that's a kinyan, giving over the cover. No, the giving over the cover means you could go and be koiner it. Very good. This week's Parasha Vayigash, a bit of a funny story. At the end of the last Parasha, Yehuda offers Yosef, Binyamin and all the brothers are going to be slaves for you, no problem, and we'll be happy to be slaves for you. Suddenly Yosef says, no, why should you all be slaves? Binyamin is the one who stole it, and we're going to take Binyamin. Suddenly Yehuda gets mad and he starts shouting at him and threatening him. Until now, you offered everyone to be slaves, you are happy with that. What happened now that he changed his mind? That you're saying, getting all angry, L'chara makes much more sense, the one who stole it and all the other one not. So my father told me, I can't remember b'shem who, that last week's parasha, Yehuda thought, okay, we're all getting sold for slaves because we sold Yosef for slaves. And it makes sense, this is our punishment. Oh, why Binyamin is going to be a slave? Binyamin he's part of the tzibur over here, he's part of us, and he's suffering for our avarice. Therefore, he was willing to accept that. But once Yosef said only Binyamin is going to be a slave, that didn't make sense. Binyamin is the only one who didn't sell his brother. So now he's starting to get angry. Now it's something to do with Mechiras Yosef, and we get what's happening over here. Now he's going to go tough against Yosef and argue with him until Yosef reveals for him. And today is Asar B'Tevis. It's a man of, we're remembering the time that they did the Matzorah, they surrounded Yerushalayim to conquer it. It's a very sad day in the Churban, and we're in Churban, we're already in Golus for many, many years. May Hashem very soon take us out from this Golus, and we should be saved, and we should have a Gula Shlema B'meir B'yameinu. Good Shabbos.